Right, then, guys, welcome to another episode of Lightweight Chit Chat. I'm joined today with Carl Scott, current, we'll say joint world's strongest man, natural world's strongest man. So, how you doing, Carl? You good?
Yeah, doing good, man. Feeling great after the comp. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I said we were just chatting before. I said like I felt pretty good up until I did my first training session on Wednesday, and then my body just completely fell apart after deadlift. So just easing my way back through this week. Trying to stave off. Have you seen all the competitions that have just been released over here? I don't know if you're seeing as many as
I've
we are,
seen
but
I'm seeing a few now, and I like some very tempting, even though I can't enter them. But
driving me nuts. So I think at the start of February we got UKNS England's.
yeah,
End of February I've got Arnold's in the States, and then end of March is going to be Chaos England's strongest
yeah,
man
yeah.
contested. So it's already looking like a bit of a bonkers year next year. But so yeah, what we're doing, we're here today just to chat about what went on sort of weekend just gone. So we're at the natural Strongman World Championships, myself and Kyle, along with a bunch of other athletes, but we got the time to go through every single athlete that was there on the weekend. Just first off, like, just wanted to get like your thoughts on the competition as a whole. Obviously, you've been to like OSG Europes, you've been to some like pretty decent big comps so far this year. I just wondered how it like sort of stacked up for you, sort of especially with the OSG route being like the direct competitor, I guess.
I thought it was very similar actually to OSG Europe's. Like it was brilliantly ran comp. Um, you know, there was no point where you didn't feel like you could go and ask someone what's going on or how long I'm out. And I think that's really important because sometimes you're scared nearly to annoy like the spotters and the helpers and all. Um, But no, I thought it was brilliantly ran. I think between Stephen, Luke, and Matty, it was brilliant, brilliant comp. They did say there's some like issues they found, and I think we noticed as well, like people jumping in like 105s when we were supposed to be warming up and stuff like that. That's the only thing Europe's has on them. But other than that, like I thought it was brilliant, brilliant comp.
Yeah, I think that warm up thing's kind of everyone's a bit nervous to get in there. They just want
Yeah,
to make sure they get warmed up. So sometimes maybe they don't think about the other classes that are going out a little bit earlier than them.
100%. I think we're guilty of it as well, as much as we tried to hold back. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
always feel bad when I'm going over and like the sort of the bigger weight classes for the women are still warming up and we're trying to get in there like,
yeah.
come on, we need to warm up as well. I feel like I don't want to like bully them out of the warm up space. But yeah, like my thoughts as well. I thought it was actually like brilliantly run. Obviously the venue was spot on. Was it the
Orium
there
Sports
you go.
Center,
I
Scotland.
always think Oreo.
Oreo.
But yeah, it's like where all the Scottish national sides train and everything. It was a really, really like top venue. So well done for Stephen, Luke, and Mark and everyone for getting that organised for us. Because yeah, we had an absolute battle, didn't we, Kyle?
Oh yes, I love a great battle, really tight. Again, exactly the same as UKNS nearly.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
little bit salt in the wounds, especially after UKNS going exactly the same way.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll get into the events a little bit more now anyway. So we'll crack on with it. So obviously, first event we had squat for reps, 185, world's strongest man started off the pads with the Apollo wheels. Um, I think you were saying beforehand as well, so was I, that squat's not really my best event.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
I'll be honest, like I was quite happy to hear that. Obviously, with the battle that we had in Ireland for the UK finals, like I think probably safe to say that you were like mainly on my radar, especially like it was pretty much like what is Carl doing, what's Carl doing, what's Carl doing like all weekend. Which says something about you, mate, which living in my head, as Jack Renison would say, living in my head rent free. Um, but yeah, so it was very much just like keep an eye on what Carl's doing. And when you said you're not like the greatest squatter, I was like, yes, let's go for this. I'm notoriously bad at squats in my gym. They will take the piss. But yeah, so what are your thoughts going in? Like first event, squat for reps. I was thinking, oh my god, cheers, Steve. First event, I'm going to absolutely suck at the whole competition on the first event. So, what was your thoughts, mate?
Well, a couple of weeks out from the comp, I was honestly considering the option of not even warming up for the squat. That's how bad I thought it was going to go. Like I'm not even going to get one rep. Coming close to the comp, Shin was getting a wee bit better. I still was like, yeah, if I get one rep, I'll be buzzing. But I knew just show up on the day, see what everyone else does, and then go from there. And then I seen, was it Steve got 10 reps? And then next out after that was Liam, and Liam got 14. I'm like, okay, you boys work away. I'm gonna aim
Yeah,
for my one rep. Um, then like looking even looking back at it, my very first rep was actually really fast, but when it slowed down at all, it just did not move. And so I really appreciate that the spotters reloaded the weight for you.
They were so quick on that, weren't they? They were
Yeah,
really, really quick on that.
it was
That's great.
absolutely brilliant because I would only got one rep. If it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
I messed up the second rep nearly every time. So
okay.
But like Liam's squat was unbelievable. Like
Liam just went absolutely nuts on it, just like a yo-yo, bam, 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 bam. So I don't know where the hell that came from with those little legs that he's got. Yeah, fair play to him. So yeah, we ended up joint fourth on that with 3 reps, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit my 3. I just had a bear with that, like sliding around on my back all over the place. Like I was very much in the same boat as you, thinking before that, like I might zero this event. I might not even bother like wasting the energy zeroing it or something. So to get 3 reps, I'm sure I was in the same boat as you. Like, oh my god, what's just happened? So
and actually, just looking back here, and Yaroslav beat the both of us. So good on him. Good on him. Got 6 reps like with that weight. It's not bad now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the strength results things now. Yeah, he's actually did pretty well, didn't
he? Yeah.
So then after that, we had the yoke 20 by 20. Was it actually 20 by 20 meters, or was this? It looked a little bit shorter because where we'd gone outside, but
so I asked Stephen that before the event because someone said to me that it looked short, and he says it was 19 meters. So close enough. Like, what are we gonna? We're not gonna cry over 2 meters. Like,
no, this is it. So yeah, for you, good event. Come out with an event win on that one, did you? Yeah.
Yep, just about. I think I beat second place by about half a second or so.
So I actually had an Irish ref for this one, and I got penalised a second for sliding, which, in the grand schemes of things, we'll talk about later. But yeah, for me, I had a bit of a nail on that. I dropped it, got penalised. I dropped it about halfway back. I think you commented we both dropped it around that same sort of area, around that like 30 meters sort of mark.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
And then I just was to the end, and apparently, well, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I did slide over the line. We got that second penalty, which meant you beat me by like half a second. I think it is like 0.5 of a second or something like that. So,
to be fair. Well, I watched it as well, and you did slide it a wee bit.
Yeah.
But a second penalty is brutal. But that's what the rules are. So, what can you do?
The game is the game, and the refs are in charge. But yeah, fair play to that one. Just don't leave it in doubt. I guess that leaves.
Yeah, that's it. I honestly, for this one, I didn't go out thinking beat anyone time. I just thought let's try and get it done without dropping it. Nearly got it done. Without dropping it. Dropped it. The same point as you. I think I actually moved faster after I dropped it. It was like, I need to get a move on here. But yeah, just my plan for that was just not drop it.
Yeah, I was mainly going out thinking, just don't make a mistake on this one. I think there's going to be some tired legs after the yoke, especially with like Liam and Stephen doing so many reps. I thought a solid run here is going to be good points. I was very disappointed to drop it on the way back. I actually quite like yoke as an event. I thought it was going to be a bit better than that, but yeah, so again, we were like first and second on that one. So you took first by like 0.5 of a second. Again, these were very valuable points as we sort of got through the weekend. So leading on to the next event was the overhead medley. Obviously, Ireland, we had a bit of a tear up on the overhead medley. It didn't go so great for me. Don't know what happened there. I just couldn't make 100-kilo log stick for some reason. So I knew you were going to be fast on this. I wasn't too concerned, no offense to any of the others, but too concerned about some of the other guys because they're not the strongest overhead. I know Doug was a lot of it was 1 rep maxes and stuff like that. He's put a lot of work to be able to get those weights moved. But again, where were they from? The Czech Republic, weren't they?
Yes, Andrej from Czech Republic. I seen a few of his videos a couple of weeks before the comp, and I seen him do the medley, and I think he got 4 reps with the log. But I don't think it was within the minute. I think he took a bit longer. So going into that, I knew he'd be decent at that. I think he went out first. So
yeah, he put a pace on that, didn't he? He put 3 reps on the log, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 reps on the log.
Yeah, so the
one thing I noticed for him is he did a bit of a power jerk, and when he was bringing his feet back together, he was dancing about all over the place.
Yeah, so that's why it was. Oh, with the power jerk. Yeah, sorry. I thought
with the power jerk the whole way through. So I knew that with my split, if I was able to just step my feet right in and be stationary. That would give me more time to beat him on the log. And so that was the game plan. That's what I went out and did. You can see like there's no extra step on any of the implements. It's split, right foot in, left foot in, down signal. That was the plan.
Like you absolutely smoked that. To be fair, like I knew I could get the 3 reps, and I thought, I think, as long as I could stay, like I said, my whole mindset the whole weekend was stay within touch with Kyle, stay within position, stay within whatever Kyle's doing, or try and beat you on a little bit here and there. So like, I know after that second rep on the log, I felt a little bit dizzy, and I thought, no, I'm not going to go chasing after these like mad reps or whatever. I'm going to make sure I get this 3rd rep.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no mistakes, take a bit more time on it. But I could kind of see you in the corner of my eye, like blitzing through, like trying to set like a new world record on these sort of things. I was like, oh my God, Carl's going. I had to really fight it, not to like, let's go. But, I think that comes with the amount of fuck ups I've made at competitions in the past. Making me think twice about chasing you young boys around. But you got a real quick time on that one. So I think you've got here. It's put down as where are you?
Oh, there's no times for it, so it's just put down as 4 reps.
Yeah, so you got 1st place, and then there's me with 3,
and Andrej,
and then
2nd place with you as well.
2nd place. Oh, it's in the complete order, in it.
Yeah.
Good preparation over there for this podcast.
And actually, I'm only just noticing that the rest of the guys all came joint 4th. They all got.
Yeah, I don't think any of the others hit a log, did they?
No, they got a rep with a log, I think, just. But anyway, they all came joint 4th. So that was actually a really tight event.
Yeah, done really well. But that was a great little event. Are you? It sort of leads me on to another little question with the overhead. Are you getting involved with this whole record breaking thing? Because you are technically, as much as I'd hate to say it, king of the natties right now. Are you tempted to set some little records? I think November, isn't it? Are you guys doing one over in Ireland?
Yes, there's one over in Ireland. If I'm going to one, I have to go to the one in Ireland. I have to support the lads. Am I going? I don't know. Gav McNamee, under 19 Ireland, he is trying to get me in to do his OSG fundraiser comp, which would be to set a record on the Kratos bar.
Okay.
And I've got Flash's permission for that. I haven't got Flash's permission to set. Is it an axle or is it log? Or
I think it's all of them, isn't it? It's like they're doing like a log, deadlift, stone as like a part of a comp, and then if you want to come along and do like dumbbell or axle or I don't know whatever else there might be,
yeah,
you can give that a go. But yeah, it's all a bit too many comps, too tightly packed, isn't it? Like we mentioned at the start, it's all a bit mental comp wise, and I think for myself, I'm probably going to eye up the Arnold's as like a big one, like the stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Try and take some time to recuperate after battling with you with so many times this year. Okay, then interesting. So we'll go on to the last event. One
last point on the log or for the press medley. Yep. I was thinking about this going in that in terms of the natty scene, I have 100% record on wins the press medley. So I won the axle for reps at Ireland's, won the log and axle medley at UKNS, and I've won this press medley at Natty World. So, yep, just the wins speak for themselves there. I think just.
I'll hand over my crown as Natty Overhead King. Then there you go. Well, if you're going with that, I'm technically undefeated on deadlift ladders in the UKNS in the Natty scene. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Last deadlift ladder we did, I think, at the final in Edinburgh last year.
Well, I was going to say Liam beat you at the deadlift at UKNS, but
deadlift ladders.
Okay.
Anyway, so moving on to last event, and it was an absolute beast of an event, wasn't it? That the sandbag medley on the end of the first day was absolutely savage. I mean, I personally didn't really pay too much attention to what the other weight classes were doing and seeing how dead these guys were, like the girls were before us, but. I know in training it's been pretty grim, and I know every time we've had a max distance like Husafel, Metal, or is that your dog there?
Yes. I
Come on, let's get it stairs, so there we go. Got the dog out as well. Come on, man. That Irish accent and a little dog. Doing to the women. Anyway, sandbag medley, death medley, hell medley, whatever it was called. It was absolutely grim. So we had a 100 kilo sandbag. 110 kilo sandbag, and then a 120 Husafel sandbag max distance, which ended up being the battle, didn't it, Kyle?
Yes, Yeah, so it was a bit back and forth there at one point. Yeah, it
yeah.
was tight. It was good. I
So I
actually
went.
had Dean
Yeah, go on.
McVie come up to me and says, do you want me to count how many laps everyone does and tell you and shout out? And I was like, oh yeah, if Dean McVie, if you're offering, I'll take it. Like you don't say no to Dean.
That's it. That's it. But yeah, I'd spoken to, so we had a bit of a game plan going into this one, and it was keep you in front of us a little bit.
Yes, Josh was telling me after.
Yeah, so we said, keep Carl just a little bit ahead of you. So when it comes to that, like last 5-10 seconds, you've got that like marker in front of you. And I thought, yeah, that's great. We'll do that. Literally straight out the get go, you completely screwed that up for me.
Yep. Yes, I
Fell
did.
through the sandbag like on the floor, fell over. I just see it in the corner of my eye. You go down. I thought, sake, Kyle. Went over, dropped it, and I turned around and actually caught eyes with Josh and was just like, what? He's just go, just go, just go. So yeah, you completely like popped my head up halfway through that one. How did you find that one? Because it was brutal, wasn't it, mate?
I'll not lie to you. I think I said this to you already, but when I took that turn down near close to the camera and you'd overtaken me, I was like 5 seconds away from dropping it. I
Mm.
swear to you, you can see me stop and think about it. And Luke was like, "Come on, Kai, come on, go!" And just as he says that, oh, the dog's gone. Just as he says that, you drop it, and Luke was like, "Great, Kyle, he's dropped it. Go on!" Like, fine, now I'll try. I'll get it.
Got to
But
use my game plan against me, basically.
yeah, to be fair, I try to help you out and get you back on game plan because I did catch up to you on after that second sandbag. So
Yeah, you did. I did appreciate that. Yeah, I come back to get that second 110 bag, and you were like level with me. I thought, oh, okay, here we go. And then I was like, a little bit thinking, how's he so quick? What's going on? Why am I really going that slow? Because it was very much like kind of pace out those first two bags over the yoke, and then make sure you've got enough in the tank to put some meters on with the Husafel. Because
well, I had a wee bit of a different plan going on. That my plan was get two sandbags done as quick as possible, so that I
okay,
can afford to like take 5 seconds at the bag, and
getting the
then take
bag up.
5 seconds to actually get it up into place, which I could do. It was a soft bag like that 120.
It was yeah, it was real like empty, wasn't it? Almost
Yeah,
like flopping about a little bit. But I think what did you end up getting on that one? So you it was another ridiculous.
55, 51, I think. Sorry, just off the top of my head.
I remember I dropped my bag, like my legs went, my glutes went. I thought I'm going to turn around and do the crab walk, and it just fell on the floor. I thought,
Yeah.
oh no. Then I just see. I think I asked my ref, I don't know who it was.
Matty, yeah.
I was like, what's the time? What time is it? Expecting him to be like, yeah, like 3 seconds. It'd be like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. See you go past, and they said like 10 seconds or something. I was like, no, you put it down. I just tried to pick it up, let out an almighty scream, and just like fell on my face again.
Yeah.
I was absolutely wrecked after that. Like I haven't
Oh, me
felt,
too.
especially after like the squats, the yoke, like overheads for like both of us. We do a lot of jerks, so it's still very leg dependent.
Yeah.
That first day was absolutely savage on the legs. Like, I struggled to walk back to the car after that. For a while, about an hour after that, I was struggling to walk. So yeah, cheers to the guys at Natty Wells for sorting that first day out.
Yeah, brutal, but brilliant first day. I keep saying brilliant. It was like that's just the one word I have. But I don't know if you've seen me at the end of that event. I want to get up and my arms just didn't move, and I was like, okay, I'll just lie here for another second. And then when I
Yeah,
did eventually get up, I just dragged my arms along the floor. Just there's nothing at all. Like
I
I
think
was completely dead.
I think all I could do after you beat me by 30 centimeters was just take my belt off because I needed to breathe and just throw it at you. I think it's on the live feed, my belt just fly across the screen.
Yeah, I seen that.
But yeah, that was a savage first day. And I think after the first day, I remember getting back to the Airbnb and looking at the scores, and I think you were like 5 points clear or something, like 4.5, 5.5 points clear.
Um, three and a
Uh,
half, three and a half
yeah,
points clear.
I remember thinking like, 4 events, three and a bit points ahead. Like day two is going to be a real like battle to try and like get back with you and not have you like get away from me to a point where it just gets silly. Um, what about you? How are you feeling sort of after the first day?
Like it couldn't have went any better. Joint fourth on the squat with 3 reps was miles better than I thought. Thought I'd be lucky at 1 rep, and then 3 event wins after that. But I knew I needed each one of those event wins because of what's coming up on day two. So it was a pretty good spot, but I knew that it's still more cut out for me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, especially with the deadlift, the first event, and I knew it hadn't been going well in training. I just hoped that the warm ups felt good, which they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
thought it was a warm up, and I thought you were bullshitting us a little bit in the warm up, like
no.
struggling with like 180, 200. I was like,
Oh,
what's
I
going on? So
pulled.
what happened? What happened that deadlift? Anyway, we'll get into that quickly. So next event, first on the first day, on the second day, sorry, first event of the second day, was the deadlift ladder. So it was obviously 230, 250, 270, 290. I think everybody knew nobody was going to finish that.
Yeah.
Um, I've been practicing it quick too, but yeah, like what was going on with your deadlift? Because obviously we see you finish the deadlift ladder. Okay, it was 10 kilos lighter, but you've done all four bars, flown through. Like, what was the difference sort of in training this time?
So, before your what was before Europe's? Was it Brits before Europe's?
Yes, it was. I
Yes.
think we did Ireland and then we did Brits like a few weeks later, didn't we?
Yeah. So I hadn't been training raw since UKNS for the
Okay.
axle. Since then, I'm training the suit for the 255 axle at Brits, and then I had 2 3 weeks training for that ladder at Europe's in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And the suit comes really natural to me. Like, I just chuck it on, put it as tight as I can, and it just works.
Yeah.
Raw deadlift, not so much. So, I just didn't have enough time to prep properly. My program I felt was too light because I can pull 180 any which way. Like, I could pull 180 stiff leg. I can pull it,
Yeah.
at the same speed, trying to use as much leg drive as possible. So I was just trying to sit around 200 and actually just pull it and make it feel good. And every week, with the way I was doing it before, just felt crap. And so I had to change it. And then next week, that would feel crap. And I changed to something different. I just couldn't get any consistency with it. And the same in the warm up, I found myself grabbing the bar and like thinking, like, how do I pull this? Rather than just bracing and pulling it, So I did 190 mixed, shocking. I was like, right, I'm going to have to pull straps. Tried 210 with straps, failed it, didn't even budget, and then had to go at it like stiff leg and was able to just about get it. I remember Liam shouting at me like from behind me, Kyle, stop, like you're just taking too much out of yourself. I'm like, I know, but I need to get a decent lift in before 230.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was not good, but
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to me, to be honest. Like I said, like after watching you Europe's like smash through that deadlift ladder, I thought, well, okay, maybe we might not take that Kyle on this deadlift ladder. But yeah, so on the day, I think you just got the 230, didn't you?
yep, slowest man at 230. I think it was 6th out of 7th because another fella he failed at 230. So,
Yeah,
but no, it wasn't happy. You, however, did very well in the deadlift. That
ballistic.
two, I failed the 250 like a third time and looked up and you had the 270 halfway up your shin. And by the time I got the mouth guard out to shout at you, you were sitting twerking with it and then you jumped
Oh
in
my
it.
God, that was awful.
So close.
So for me, like 255 is like the most I've actually ever pulled, just because of that was like 2.5 years ago. But just I've never really had that max in there. In a comp or anything like that, so I haven't really done it. So I'm like when that came out, I wasn't even sure if we were going to hit that second rep, but I know a week or two before I'd hit the 250 quite comfortably with the straps. So that was a bit like, oh, I'll get a chance at doing a 270 here, like see how we go. So yeah, like I say, got the first one nice and quick, like mixed grip, just no straps, and then for me, yeah, I'm not going to grip 250. I've had hand issues and all sorts of stuff, and like back in the boxing days and stuff. But um, yeah, was really happy to hit how easily the 250 went up. So I thought, fuck it, let's have a crack on the 270. And like I say, I took my time, got it to my knees. Like literally, if another inch or so, I'd have got the hip sharp. I reckon I could have got it, but I just stood there shaking my ass at the whole stadium. So I was just like, I better put this down. I've got a couple more events to go. So, but yeah, I'm keen to have another rip at another nice big deadlift in the suit at some point. So see what we can get.
Yeah, like for OSG, I think it's 306 is the bar before the last, and it's on the Kabuki strength bars, the really whippy ones. And so I'm
Okay,
looking forward to that now.
nice big bend into that rip.
306, yeah.
We'll make deadlifters out of us yet, Kyle. We'll get there.
Yep, yep. Not raw deadlifter down me, but a suited deadlifter, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
stick to the untested group.
yeah. But I think you had the 250 done before I had even attempted the 230, like absolutely
Yes,
fine.
yeah. So the main reason I went for the 270 was because I wasn't sure if I'd beaten Liam to that one, and I think again it was like if I just quickly have a look now, I think it was Yeah, it was like half a second, 14.77 for me, 15.3 for
Yeah.
Liam. So close. Just the difference against straps on a little bit quicker or whatever it was. So yeah, very happy with that. And happy to claim strongest natty deadlifter under 80. Who'd have thought it? Nobody. So moving on. Next event, we had bag throw medley. It was relatively light, actually, I thought. So it's 14, 16, 18, 20 over around about 4.1 meters or something.
Yeah.
Again, so I had like sort of a bit of advantage of being able to watch you go out first. You didn't really make me or like, put me at ease because you did like an absolutely flawless run. I thought, oh, there we go. But I think, what did you get? So, Carl, you ended up 15.8, didn't you? 15.83. And then I was 14.3 in the end. And I think the only reason I was that quick is because Liam absolutely was burning it next to me. We went together. It was literally like in sync until like the last bag or two. He went, I think, yeah, just over half a second, 0.8 of a second quicker than me. So well done, old zookeeper Liam, mate.
Yep, another event one for Liam.
Yeah, but so for me, like after that deadlift, like being able to claw back that lead that you had on day one, like my head was like in a completely different space. So I think after that event, I was keeping a close eye during the day on those points. I think after the deadlift, I was a point and a half ahead of you, which like I said, completely changed my head from like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to chase Kyle down all day to like right now we just have to sit back and watch what Kyle's doing. Where were you at after the deadlifts, by the way? I forgot to ask. Like, that must have been a bit of a head fuck coming from dropping so many points on that.
Well, I knew it was going to happen anyway. I was like going in deadlift was open for 230 and have 250 a go. But honestly, after warm-ups, I was just happy I got 230. Like it was
Yeah,
moving that bad. I failed 210. I was just happy I got 230. So I didn't mind too much. I knew you had three good events. I think I said in the interview on day one that I'm hoping to do the same, not so well in the deadlift and then free event wins, which I've learned a few things in that bag toss now. So I could definitely go quicker next time.
I'm glad you said that because so could I, Carl. Because we only have one bag to train with, so it's
Yeah,
hard to train that transition, isn't it? I think that's where Liam probably got us a bit quicker, where he's been training like a few, like he said to me, he'd been training like a proper full run, like quite a few times. So I think it's just like it's the finite bit of like maybe not that you're a worse bag thrower or anything. It's just, well, we're worse than Liam at bag throwing, but it's more sort of practicing that transition in between, because like if you're spending an extra half a second on each bag, that's 2 seconds for the whole run.
Yeah.
And 2 seconds is massive on a bag run.
Massive big difference. I've since ordered two bags, so I have three bags now to train for OSG. But the mistake I made was I like throw the bag up as I'm coming back, so I can let it down. And with the lighter bags, I don't need to chuck them up as high. So sitting there waiting for the bag to come back down. And for the lighter ones, I should just slide it up straight up. For the heavy ones, then I can take my time with them.
Yeah, I mean something. Something I used to do when they're really like sort of sub 15 is just grab the bag itself.
Yeah.
Just throw it over because it's not really that much of a throw. But anyway, moving on. So for me, that was valuable. Bag throw gained another point on you. So for me, I was 2.5 points ahead of you then, coming into the sandbag to shoulder medley. Yeah.
Sandbag down my backside.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm being schooled, to be fair, by the old maths teacher over here. But yeah, I think, what was the overall time? So I did three bags in 24.05, and then you were 22.2. So not even close, if you want to be real about it, was it? Over a second and a half quicker.
Yeah. I'll not lie to you. I had done one session on the sandbag leading up to that. And the last time I did it was for class in UK in December.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I must have gotten stronger since then, because that one session I did, I remember I started warming up with 100 and just chucked it up and straight up, and I was like, hold on a second, what's going on? Is that definitely a 100-kilo bag?
Yeah.
So like that's exactly what I did in training. That one session was 110, 100, 110, 120. I think I did it in 30 seconds. So a wee bit slower. But after that one session, I was like, yeah, this could actually be a good event for me compared to last year when it was absolutely shocking. Take me a minute to get the 100 up.
I think it's one of those events that lends itself to like people that are a bit more maybe like Olympic lifting orientated, like where you do the
Yeah.
split jerks, obviously a lot of like power cleans and things like that. It's very much about that triple extension, being able to like maybe sit underneath it as well, like treat it like a power clean almost. I think that's where I can maybe owe my prowess to the sandbag and to the shoulder stuff. But yeah, that was a mad run. Liam very, very just missed out on that 140. Did you see him?
I did. I couldn't believe it. Like, I think was it just that he was like too bent over? It was like here rather than
Yeah, it was just a
shoulder.
little bit drooped over his arm. Might have been because it was just so big anyway. But I
Yeah.
know I picked it up, got it to about my chest, and just went, Carl didn't get this. Fuck it.
Well, if you hadn't have said that, you could have walked away with the win. So,
No, I was passing out. I was
like,
there's no way that bag was going up.
to be fair to the both of you, I seen you pick it up, and I was like, "That's a lot better position than I had it." So I was getting nervous at that point. I was like, I thought you had beat me actually. I just started walking across to me and Liam, and I thought you was coming to get Liam for the interview because I was that busy watching Liam's 140. I didn't see that you were actually faster than him. And she says, oh, I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for you guys. I'm like, what? I won that event? Are you sure? So
yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I was like, how did you beat me by nearly two and a bit seconds? I was like, what the fuck? But anyway, so it set it up very nicely for the last event. Very nicely for you anyway, we'll put it that way. So yeah, last event, Bingle's Binger, obviously. So for me, like my outlook on this one was I'm a point and a half ahead of you. I think I was half a point ahead of you in the last event in Ireland, at the UK finals, and I thought, okay, probably not going to be a repeat of things here now. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, point and a half ahead of you going into that last event. Myself, Josh, like everybody, like my coach Josh, Adam, like the guy who runs the gym that I train at, we'd all sussed that, you know, that Andre guy got 7 reps. I need at least 7 reps to stay within a position of view. That's all we thought was like, I need to stay within a position of view, point and a half buffer. We're going to be happy days. Yeah. So I wasn't too concerned on this event about what you were going to do, because even if you got ahead of me, like it was like in our heads, it was like, even if he does beat me on this, if I beat this Andre guy because he's leading the pack, I'm going to go home champ. Happy days. Go. So
you needed to beat Andres. You had to get 8 reps.
We didn't account for joint points.
Yeah, you see, we were discussing this, about 5 of us discussing it, and we did account for joint points. So like, I knew that I just had to go out and do it, and whatever happens, happens, because there's nothing I could do about what you were doing. Like, so I just had to go out and smash it. And if I won the event, it was down to you. All the pressure was on you, like, because I knew I could win that event. So
to be fair, you went out and absolutely blew that out of the water with 9 reps. That was nuts. I could see you just putting a pace on and not dropping.
Yeah.
And I just thought I was very well. I was like, do your 7, do your 7, do your 7, pace it out, don't miss a rep. Because I know I went to go and do that 7th rep at the end. I had like Josh, my mate Adam, like screaming at me, this is it. And I picked it up and I nearly like buckled underneath it. I thought, oh fuck, here we go. There's a few times when I nearly dropped that 7th rep, but like it was in my head, this 7th rep, I've done it. This is it. We turned around, celebrated, went nuts. And then who is the announcer?
That was Martin. I think it was.
I love him. He's brilliant, but my God, he nearly got a slap in the face when I turned around because he went, actually, you're a joint second. You've not won it. I was like, no.
I didn't even know that he said it to you.
And I don't know if
that's so brutal. Like,
oh, it was brutal. Like, I literally just stopped hugging Josh, like, yes, we've done it. Yes. And then turned around. He was like, well, actually, mate, I was like, I just went and laid in the corner, like, no. But yeah, fair play to you, man. Like, you went out there, absolutely blitzed it, 9 reps. Because of the joint second, that meant we then went joint on points. And being the nice old man that I am, I thought I'll let the young guy have his limelight. I'll let him have his year in the sun, and I relinquish it.
5 wins versus 1 win. That's what I'm going to say.
100%. Even on the last event, like your performance on the last event warranted you winning that, mate. It was fucking nuts. There's no way I could have done 9 reps. I don't even think I could have done the 8th if I knew.
Yeah, even more time. Well, I just want to say that I went to like wish you good luck before the event, but you were sitting there, you just chucked the headphones off, your face away, and I thought you'll be fine. I was actually so good for you after it. Like, it didn't even feel good for about 10 minutes after. I just felt that good for you.
So you're too nice, Carl. But no, honestly,
that's any help whatsoever.
it was like so well deserved, mate. Like honestly, like, and I think I've said it probably countless times. Like you Irish boys, like competing with you guys is it's so much better than the English guys. I'm sorry, guys, but
We know.
just a good laugh. Like I met up with Liam that night of
Yeah.
in Edinburgh for a few drinks, and like we had a good chat and stuff. And like we're buzzing to see like what you do in the next couple of years and stuff. So, but yeah, like it was nice to have that battle. Like I think we both said at the end, like if it wasn't that close, it wouldn't have been so much fun. But yeah, like Kyle, you're in my nightmares now, mate. You're in my nightmares now. All these going into the last event with him, and then you just stop me at the end. Like I can't. I don't know if my old heart can take it anymore, mate.
It's just gonna be a psychological thing from now on. You're just gonna go in thinking he's beat me twice in the last event now, even if I'm ahead. He's gonna beat me again. It's just gonna happen.
Well, I'll take it. Being beaten by a better man on the weekend, mate. It was,
You never know. You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
So.
Get the old trophy out forwards then. Let's have a little look, mate. It's good to actually be able to get one out with you now. But yeah, Bosch, 1 and 2 in the world, Kyle.
I don't know if you can see, but it says open on mine. It's back to front like, but
I beat.
I'm actually an underrated. He didn't make weight. Do you hear that,
guys? Yeah, but no, it's like they're nice. They're really nice trophies. Like to be fair,
awesome, I like. I wouldn't have wanted to fly home, but it was quite heavy. But yeah, anyway, mate, appreciate your time today. It's been great, like getting your perspective on the comp. Because obviously, I think like I was very, very like in my own head, headphones in most of the weekend, sort of minding my own business. So it was nice to get like your perspective on things and to show that I'm not a complete devil in the corner with the headphones.
there was a few times where you were sitting the headphones on, like walking or like doing like some sort of skips, like. And you didn't notice, but I was up behind you doing I just copying you, and then and then I thought, you know what? I followed you the whole way up, and I was like going to like get your attention to show you that I was making fun of you, and then I turned around and says to Liam, "No, he's focused there. I'm not annoying him too much."
Liam changed on my phone at one point as well, so
yeah,
it was a good laugh at the weekend. But anyway, mate, we're about to run out of time, so I'm gonna say peace. And I'll see you probably at the next competition.
I'll do. Thanks so much for having me, Matt.
On the watching you at OSG, mate. Best of luck, buddy.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, Carl. See you next time, bro.